Hello everyone and welcome to the DLC 80% Lobber spread tutorial for Chef Saltbaker and Chef Saltbaker only. I decided to just devote an entire video to this. I'll be covering both beginner and advanced strats. I will be spending a bit more time on the advanced strats, but going in, you have to understand Chef is a really difficult boss. And there's no general do this and you will beat them fast/easy. It's just a lot of practice and a lot of grinding. That being said, I will hopefully be able to shorten the amount of time you have to practice by giving you these general tips. Back when I started, I had a huge piece of text from Grandius that I had to go off on. That was about it, and I had to figure out everything else myself. And this guide will hopefully allow you to not do that, and the figure out by yourself part. But yeah, let's get started. So first off, you want to obviously have this loadout, and you can actually go to the chef cutscene by pressing left and right trigger, and then pressing A, or you can on keyboard I believe is tab and backspace. But yeah, as soon as you load in, you just want to spam dash and keep dash canceling onto chef. You want to skip this cutscene that appears. And now, chef will either give you limes on the table, which we got right now, or sugar on the table. If you get limes on the table, the possible patterns you can do is either dough or sugar. And if you get sugar on the table, you can either get dough or limes. So most of the time, sugar is the more favorable RNG, just keep that in mind. I believe I had the RNG set to limes 06. Now this pattern, I do recommend practicing this pattern a bit. It will give you a grasp on how to deal with limes, which is the easier pattern, how to deal with strawberries, which you just kind of have to improv, and it will give you dough as your final attack, and which is one of the harder patterns to get over damage on. But it does give you a lot of time to just like get its health threshold low. So it is a good pattern in my opinion. Yeah, our goal in Chef is to get a 3 cycle, or if you get strawberries in the middle, to get a 4 cycle. With this RNG, you do want sugar on the table first, and you just kind of want to do something like this. There really isn't any more tips I can give you more than that. You just have to get really good at tracking chef. You could also just reset over and over and learn how to deal with the first cycle, which is arguably one of the more important cycles. So if I get dough, I would do something like this. And do that to launch a couple lobbers if it needs like moving. Right. Now we've arrived at the final cycle, or where you want to get all your over damage in. If you get no parries, 3 and like 3.7, 3.8 cards, around where I'm at now. If you want to be really safe, you can go 3.5 cards. Is when you want to stop damaging in case you over damage, because you'll see. Oh, but if you look at this health bar, he was like basically in his like final phase, in his second phase, and you want to avoid that because you obviously want over damage here. And if you do get a parry, obviously it will switch shit up, and it will be 4.5 cards instead. Oops, little mishap there. And this is yeah, it's just watch a lot of runs, watch a lot of top runners, learn how they deal with this phase. Okay, that was just like kind of an example of what you can start to work towards. But yeah, let me reset my RNG, and I'll show off like different methods of dealing with like the starting attacks. So if I get dough, I would just like try to track him the best I can. Mostly staying in one place. That's how I would deal with dough. See if I get sugar here. Never mind. Give me sugar. Do I have mine? No, I did. Okay, I'll just like set it so I get sugar then. Okay, I might get limes out of this. Okay, so with limes, you kind of want to like make micro movements. Oh yeah, about parries. Parries are like your choice. You can choose to take them. You cannot. I personally like to take them. Just like gives you the extra card you would sometimes need. Be sure to use Lobber in between when you're moving away. General rule of thumb I like to keep in mind is when this attack is almost over, not when it actually is over. When it's almost over, you start moving on to the next place. Okay, please get sugar. There you go. So sugar, I'll do some. Oh, got a little jump mishap. Sugar, I'll do something like this. Oh yeah, don't be afraid to dash, by the way, if you get certain attacks. It's 668, that's like an okay value. Okay, never mind what I just said. So, yeah, I'm just basically going to walk you... just going to do the fight a couple of times to show you what you can do in like certain situations. Phase 1 is super improv heavy. Okay, I get limes. I jump over that, take this parry. Launch a couple lobbers. I got strawberries, so I deal damage in the middle. If you get strawberries, it is quite likely that you will over damage unless you stop damaging. Like I said, you want to do all your EXs there. Now, if you get really advanced, you can not use EXs deliberately, and so I'll just cut straight to the chase. I'll cut to the chase. There's this trick called the ultimate jutsu, which skips the last phase and saves you about 10 seconds, which is huge in the DLC run. It's arguably the most difficult trick in the game, and to explain really briefly how it works. You have to get Chef's health down to a certain health value. It's like I believe it's a 24 damage window if you learn the really difficult Lobber trap. A 24 damage window. And while doing that, the Chef has a glitched hitbox in the first phase, where you can still hit for damage even if he's not physically there. You have to fit in enough damage. There's no specific damage you have to fit in enough damage onto the hitbox. Do a precise second phase setup so you get a shaker to spawn as he's dying, and you can actually kill the shaker. Normally the game doesn't allow you to, but because of the lingering hitbox in the first phase, the game will allow you to. The damage you do to the lingering hitbox, then the game will allow you to kill that shaker. Down to kill that shaker and do this Lobber trap in the final phase called the Giga Lobber trap, I like to call it. And use 2 triple damage EXs up and down, kind of like Goopy Quads if you've learned 1.1. Yeah, do those 2 EXs and then if everything lined up up until here, you will get the ultimate jutsu and skip the final phase. I will be going over this, but as an estimate, I spent 700 hours mastering this technique, and I'm not even quite there, and I'm not quite there yet still, even. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to walk you through. So, okay, if I get sugar, something like that, put up a lava trap, take this parry. Oh, if you get 2 parries, I just don't recommend taking taking the second one. That was a really bad value. That's one of the patterns I'm like worse at. Oh yeah, for your information, the values that work are 595 to 624 and 642 to 671, and actually those two are around the values that you always want. There is also another value, 548, that starts at 548. I'm not sure what the actual limit is, the maximum is for this one. But yeah, 548 plus 24 on that. That'd be like plus 24 on that would be like 572. But yeah, okay, and that value 548 is a 3 shaker fight, where you kill 5 shakers total and get a 6th shaker as a cursed shaker, and 642 to 671 is a 5 shaker fight, and the middle 595 is a 4 shaker fight. Just keep those terms in mind because it will cause confusion. So basically Lobber spread players don't count the first 2 shakers. We'll call it 3 shaker fight, 4 shaker fight, 5 shaker fight, when in reality we kill 2 more. But, I don't know why we do, but we do. Alright. Again, I'll walk you through this phase a little more. Okay. I just told you not to take the parry, but so at an advanced level, you do want to take the parry and actually use an extra EX before the phase, like before the cycle ends. So I guess you can do that if you want. Okay, that's really unfortunate. That's one bad thing about though. It will like block you from getting damaging sometimes. This is a good pattern. You can also gamble if you get sugar or something like that and set the lava trap here early. Yeah, I had to fit a Lobber EX there because I didn't have quite enough time for a Red EX. Now, as soon as you arrive in the second phase, you want to walk to around this location, a little bit to the right, and then fire 5 Lobbers to the left, 2 Lobbers to the right, and 3 Lobbers to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then you wanna do this. Okay, I was a little late on the opening, so it got actually hit. But the second phase is really carefully crafted, so it's basically the same fight every single time. One second. Okay, I'm gonna gamble. I actually think I'm gonna strawberries. Yeah. After a while, you'll start to recognize a lot of the patterns. And just be able to like kind of improvise and hopefully gamble for a higher chance. No, okay, second phase. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Use the lobber base in the top right. Set up a simple lobber trap. Flip the lobber back. 2 lobbers. Press sprinkles. If the face doesn't die, you can get the cushion over there. Now, you just have to follow exactly what I did in this phase. Now I will show off the lobber trap part. I actually have enough value. I actually have a good value for a lobber trap for its ultimate. So let me. There we go. That's ultimate jutsu. Yeah, so so to recap, Chef first phase really improv heavy. Chef phase 2 and 3, you want to follow a flow chart. You want to follow a flow chart basically. Now, okay, if you get figured at phase 1, you can start doing this, which I used to do. You give yourself 5 cards, turn on 10 times damage and turn on invincibility. Use a Lobber EX, full spread EX, and 2 Lobbers. Okay. Again, a Lobber EX, spread EX. Oops. You want the spread EX to hit fully. Again, Lobber EX, spread EX, and an extra Lobber here on the lingering hitbox, and that'll bring to 644, which is a 5 shaker fight. So you can use that to practice the 5 shaker. That's, yeah, I guess the carry shaker. Now for the 4 shaker fight, you want to I believe, no, that's not the setup. Oh yeah, I remember. It's a Lobber EX, spread EX, and a Lobber EX in the lingering box. That'll give you a 4 shaker fight, and you can practice that. And for the 4 shaker fight, this will happen. You kill the top shaker and the face with medium side, and you can get that bottom right one. Okay, that Lobber shot already. For a 3 shaker fight, I actually don't have a setup for it. Like an overdamage setup. That should be over everything. But I believe you can do something like this. That should be a 5. That should be a 3 shaker fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For a 3 shaker fight, I actually it's not quite possible to do my setup with the 3 shaker fight. That's how I do the 3 shaker fight. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so I showed you off the variances. Showed you the variances of the second phase. Now, if you just want to practice Lobber Trap, you do the same thing, but when you use a Lobber EX, spread EX, 2 Lobbers, and an extra Lobber EX. Oh. Yeah, like that. And that'll bring you, and that will, what this will do is if you kill 2 shakers in the opening, it will bring you down enough. It will bring its health down enough to like just practice the Lobber Trap immediately. Now the Lobber Trap, I'm going to, that's my setup. This is my setup for the Lobber Trap. Got a little bit of a scuffed Lobber Trap there. Missed 1 Lobber in there somewhere. Okay, I will show off. I don't even know what to begin with to say. Okay, for the Lobber Trap, I do recommend you set the phase 3 saw pattern to right, and the visual. There's a couple of things I do for the Lobber Trap. First thing is the saw manip, which is as soon as the phase dies, you want to like, the visual key I use is the second card is where I place my left foot at, and then do this setup. Now the reason I told you to use a saw, is like manip the saw, is because depending on where the saw is, that's my timing. That's my visual cue to use the 2 up and down Lobber EXs. So I just showed you the right one there. I'll show the left one this time. So line yourself right here. Oops. Oh, I 10 times damage on. Right. Yeah, now I can show you left saw. right now. Now that would be left saw. And for the lobber trap itself, I can't actually get into too much detail about this. But I do recommend searching up Project Saltbaker, which I will display on the screen here. Project Saltbaker on YouTube, and it will bring you to all my compiled clips on like trying to make this trick like it's somewhat consistent. They're my efforts. Actually, I'll leave it in the description. But yeah, my efforts of making Saltbaker a slightly less painful trick. But yeah, you can watch those clips. More good resources is Markin's 51 Chef. A lot of just search up like Chef Saltbaker Speedrun, Saltbaker Jutsu, and you'll be able to see a lot of like good resources for this trick. And yeah, I hope this tutorial was pretty difficult to make because I was like, where do I even begin with this boss? Because this boss is really bad. It's just bad. It's a great boss, but it's a really painful boss. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and yeah, I'll see you later.